I'm Rick Murphy, CEO and founder of Cogent Growth Partners. If you're a technology services provider or an MSP thinking about growth, acquisitions, and how to achieve a realistic liquidity strategy or an eventual exit, this show is for you. This is Cogent Conversations.
So why are you going to Zion Park? I mean, that's wonderful there.
So this is the last year that all our three kids, they're all in college, are going to be on the same spring break schedule. And so we have like an opportunity to take the whole family to National Park.
But you're empty nest.
Well, yes, but it doesn't mean we can't travel together
Right.
or vacation together.
The best part about empty nest is what?
Well, my wife would say not cooking for sure. I think we get to reconnect with each other a little bit more and less hectic.
Yes.
You get back into building your own routine. So back to the hobby thing now. It's like, okay, hey, I can add exercise in. I could start doing. I'm a big movie buff, but we could start scheduling going to the movies a little more regularly, or watching it at home at any rate. Yeah.
I try to make it a destination to watch all the best films nominated for Oscars before it comes out. I've got like 3 left.
Before the Oscars?
Before the Oscars are released.
Oh, yeah. I usually wait for the Oscars to then go, okay, this is what I have to watch.
Give you validation?
Yeah.
So have you watched any of the ones that are coming out?
I couldn't name them.
F1, the battle movie there. Paul Thomas Anderson.
One Battle After Another, that we watch. Awesome. That is
one of my favorites is Paul Thomas Anderson. Really big fan.
That's a great flick.
Yeah,
enjoyed.
Kept you going.
Different,
Big surprise ending. I mean, it was a really the roles in there were tremendous. Yeah.
F1's on my to-do list, but I haven't.
Not my favorite, but that's one of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I've heard good things.
I just watched Begonia, which is Emma Stone. That's a tough one. I mean, it's good, but it's just the subject matter's a little rough, but it's still good. You don't have to have, not every movie needs to be a party, right? I mean, sometimes there's tough topics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about tough, but what are we? Sinners? Have you seen this thing?
Yeah, I saw Vampire.
Dark and
Did you like it?
I did. At first I was like, what am I watching here? That was the.
It's up for more Oscars than any other film in history.
Yeah. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's more Oscars nominated for that movie than any other movie in history. Yeah.
Actually, we were out in L.A. the other week for a wedding, and we went to the Warner Brothers studio tour because I'd never been before, and they had the suit, all the clothing from the Sinners,
really?
And that guitar.
That's right.
They had the actual guitar.
Do you like to direct? Do you like to produce, or is it just watching movies?
Oh, me? No, I'm just watching.
Yeah.
No direct, no produce.
No writing it ever.
No.
It's fun to do though, but it's a lot of work.
Yeah, I imagine so. Yeah.
I can't imagine what it's like to be a director and rally those actors together and everybody. And
I don't know. Without knowing anything, to me it sounds really easy.
Yeah, I guess so. We're here at the big IT Expo, Bruce. It's a big event here in Fort Lauderdale. What are some of your goals this week?
Well, for me, it's just an opportunity to get educated on what's changing in the MSP industry, which is, ever evolving. I haven't been to a session yet where AI hasn't been like all the talk. Actually, I was in an interesting one when it was a pretty full room. I don't know if it was 100 people or 80 or whatever, but how many MSPs are actually implementing AI in their business? 2.
Wow.
So it means like another 80 said no, right? So it's still, they're playing with it.
Sure,
I'm sure their employees
getting
are
advice.
Yeah, but how do you monetize it? Right, how do you add value for your customers? How do you, how does it not become a commodity where you're actually charging less because you don't have the labor, right? You have to like justify.
Yeah, we will see.
Yeah, we will see.
We will see.
So that's very interesting. But yeah, here just to kind of get a pulse, also to potentially meet companies that might explore a sale or maybe they want to be a buyer. There's still tons of consolidation going on.
Yeah, there sure is.
I met somebody who's one of the larger PSA vendors, and they said that there are between 85,000 and 100,000 MSPs in the U.S., which is, I didn't think it was quite that high.
Everybody has a different number.
Everyone has a different number. Yeah. But it probably is north of 50.
The definition, though. Some of these companies say they're MSPs, but they're really VARs.
Yeah. Well, I spent a lot of time trying to compartmentalize these businesses, right? And because, I mean, VAR to MSP is an easy distinction, right?
Sure.
Hey, they more than half what they
Once
do
you
is
could tell.
selling
Yeah,
product,
yes,
right?
yeah.
But it's more, okay, if you're quote unquote an MSP, but you're doing some app development or you're putting in telephone or VoIP solutions, right? Are you still an MSP?
Right.
Like when do you leap to solution provider, right? Remember the IT solution providers? So yeah, putting everybody in a box is challenging. It's all sort of blending. But to me, the simplest MSP definition is their outsourced IT department to small businesses, typically, right? If you're mid-market, it's another play. It's another...
Very clean description there.
Yeah.
Yeah. The way it should be. So you work with our friend Rick Murphy there at Cogent. So tell me what you do at Cogent.
Yeah, been there 12, 13 years, something like that. Yeah. So like Rick and our other partner, George Sergio, we are what we call the deal runners. So we're the ones who make all the connections with business owners, and we introduce them to our clients, and we see if we can get a deal developed that's sort of win-win for everybody, and we manage that whole process: paperwork, introductions, due diligence, kind of soup to nuts. So we're all doing that. I personally do a little more with our database and our systems. That's why I was talking about, putting everybody into hey, is this an MSP? Is it a telecom firm? Is it a whatever? So do that. And so we spend our days talking to MSP owners basically every day. A brand new one. I talk to hundreds that I've never spoken with before, sort of every year.
Right.
Learn a little bit about what they're doing, their challenges, their what's good, what's bad, all that.
And when MSPs want to talk about merging or acquiring or getting acquired, what questions should they be asking?
There's a lot of misinformation out there. So, there's really no true mergers. I mean, every once in a while I kind of say there's no M in M&A. It's really somebody's king, somebody's acquiring. How you look on the other side of the deal is maybe the difference. In other words, are you keeping your brand? Are you kind of staying still somewhat standalone, although you've perhaps maybe given a lot of your equity up in that deal, for good money.
Sure.
Right. So that's one approach. The other is that you're becoming part of another group and their brand and their tool set and their identity and just, maybe having a smaller piece of a bigger pie. So I guess the question they should be asking is, what are they trying to do? What are they trying to accomplish here? Is it next chapter, which it often is? I mean, unless you're ready for retirement, it's like, hey, this is what I have a lot of owner conversations are. They wear 25 hats. And when they do this, they get to just kind of wear one, right? Whether they're sales or a COO or, they genuinely get to have one title and one, and it's very liberating because, it's lonely at the top, right?
Sure is, yeah.
So what does that look like, right? For me, for my team, is a question. And they're usually doing it. It's not just dollars. I mean, sure, that's great. And it's got to be there. But are they getting capabilities for their customers that they didn't have before because they're part of this other group now? Are they giving their employees a taller ladder to climb career-wise? Those are the things. Sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't. The other thing I said, there's no mergers. It's mergers of equals. Very hard to do, right? Like, hey, we're both $2 million companies. Let's get together. It's extremely challenging. So,
but when an MSP wants to pick a company like Cogent to work with, what questions should they be asking?
What questions should they be asking? So, if they're picking us on, there's sort of the two sides of the fence, right? There's the buyers and the sellers.
Yeah.
And in our model, predominantly, we're what's called buy side, which means we have clients that we know can get deals done, that are well funded, that have experience doing deals in the past, right? Because there's a lot of wannabe buyers out there, right? So that's the difference with us. But we spend our time talking to potential sellers, nonetheless, right? And what they're looking for is, hey, it sounds great on paper. Is it actually going to go down this way? I guess. And so the best way to validate that Nothing succeeds like success, right? Hey, here's a company that's done it before. Talk to the owners that sold to them in the past. That's the main thing. I don't think you want to be testimonials, but you don't want to be the guinea pig, right? For somebody. So things like that, they need to understand about how to value themselves. Right. That's another thing we spend a lot of time educating business owners. They go, "Oh, I'm a $5 million business. I must be worth at least $5 million."
Right.
Okay. Well, 1 times revenue. Where'd you get that from, right? They're just going to made that up, and it's really about profitability and about recurring revenue and things that are somebody's investing in your firm. They're buying the future. So the confidence in that future. I mean, right, you could figure out what confidence means, right? Hey, a contracted revenue versus not. Confidence, right? Well-tenured customers, right? Low churn, confidence. So those are the things that give you a higher value.
Right. So what should an MSP do in order to prepare themselves better for?
Yeah, so to do that, and actually the session that we're giving them tomorrow, there's going to be a lot of that. Here's things that you can do to make yourself more attractive. And here's the beauty of it. All these ideas of what you can do, and I'll name a few. Whether you never sell, it's still just good for your own business, right? So, stuff like having the proper T's and C's in your contracts, which a lot of companies don't do, or having them signed and having copies of them available to you. It's just a big thing. It's it's kind of on the business, not in the business stuff, but that's huge. The other big one is, because a lot of these companies are lifestyle to a degree, right?
Yes.
Is to sort of stop working the tax man, I guess, is something that we often say.
Buybacks?
Add backs is what you're talking. Add backs. Yeah, I mean, some are legit. It's fine. Hey, we had this one time. We had to redo our website. That's not going to happen again. That goes back to the bottom line. But I went to Hawaii, but I put it in the business as a business expense. I mean, forget the legality of anything. It's just the fact that it confuses things, because if you're getting a multiplier of your profits, you reduce the profits for tax purposes, but now you reduced your value if you ever exit. And even if you can say, oh, no, but these are add backs, right? They go, it's not 500,000 to the bottom, it's $1 million. But, someone's going to go, I can't get you a full credit. It's just not clean, right? I still got to discount that a little bit. So what can they do? Yeah, just keep the business pure. Take a bigger salary if that's how you want to, get dinner covered. Just take a bigger salary. Do it that way. Keep, growth is huge, of course, but there's no growth without keeping your customers. I mean, retention is a huge one. The other one, which I don't have a solve for, it's the key customer issue. So a lot of these companies, they I guess they all started with customer one, which was 100% of their business, right? And then you got to get it down to 50% and so forth. But you really want everybody to be under 10%. And that's hard when you have a growing client. They keep paying me. They keep growing. We can't do anything about it. So you have to maybe sell your way out of that, I guess. Yeah. But all these things, if you did it, right, because it's your own risk, right? If you did have a client that was 25% of your operation and they left, forget M&A, you're going to get really hurt, right? So just for your own risk mitigation, you want to keep that down.
What are some common things that you see MSPs do wrong when you talk to them?
Well, they do a few of those things. They like I said, the way they manage their financials. Well, the biggest one probably is cash accounting, right?
Versus accrual.
Yeah. And so, the simple definition, you want to align the costs in January with the revenues in January. So really what did you generate.
Right.
And if you're not booking the revenue until February, but you bought the stuff in January and you're sort of not lining it up, right? That's what accrual is. Then whatever number you see as your profit or your loss, it's either understated or overstated. It's just not correct. So how do you make business decisions when you don't really know, as simple as it is, what are my ins, what are my outs, but it's about the time period. And that's where the accrual comes in.
Wow.
And I'd say 50% of the MSPs we speak to, they do cash books. It's cash taxes, sure. You want to pay on something that maybe you didn't get the payment for yet. But in terms of your own understanding of that revenue, you need to do accrual. And the other thing, part of that is what's called deferred revenue recognition, not to get too accounting, but if somebody prepays you for a year of service, right? They might book the whole thing in January, back to that, right? But it's actually now it's a liability, right? Because you owe the service. It's not your money yet. Yeah. Rick might have mentioned that on a prior point.
Yes. That's a very good point. That happened to me in my MSP. Yeah.
You did? Did you have like
I don't remember.
They have like banks of time or blocks, they call them, right?
Yeah.
And pay me ahead of time. Pay me on. Pay me. What is it? What was the thing with
Tuesday
the hamburger?
For a hamburger today.
Yeah. I'll pay you on Tuesday for a hamburger today. That's what it always makes me think of. So they collect all the dollars for the hours now. They spend it, right? And then they owe the service. They owe thousands of hours sometimes. And if you sell that company, well, the buyer's not gonna. They go, I need the cash to cover those hours, right? If I'm servicing those hours, I need the dollars.
Right.
And the owners are like, well, I spent it already. Well, it wasn't yours to spend. Yeah.
It's very competitive out there, Bruce. There's a lot of firms that MSPs can go to handle this. Why would an MSP choose Cogent?
Well, we only do IT services and MSPs, so we know the industry inside and out. We, like I said, the fact that we have the buyers that are, ones that we know can get the job done. I mean, that's actually a really big deal. I mean, there's just a ton of door knockers who don't even have funding, right? They negotiate a deal and then they go ask a bank, can I get funded, right? So that's not going to, so that's I think a confidence thing. We know the industry, we have great buyers, and, we've done over 200 deals now since we started in 2010. And
amazing. 200 deals.
Yeah.
Since 2010. Incredible. Bruce, I love working with you and your team. You do great things. Every MSP that I've talked to work with you loved it. So you've got to be doing a lot of great things. I really appreciate your time today.
Absolutely, Joey. Yeah, appreciate your time. It was good.
Anybody wants to get in touch with you, how do they do it?
They can go to cogentmergers.com. And there's all sorts of good information on the website, including our contact information. Me personally, I'm at bruce@cogentmergers.com. Shoot me a note. We have all these conversations I told you. We talk to MSPs every day.
Yes, you do.
No charge, right? It's just discussion. We educate, and that usually turns into something down the road when they're ready.
Gain that trust, and also you're on LinkedIn as well.
LinkedIn as well. Yeah, just look up. Well, my last name's not so easy, but
go ahead. It's Teichman.
Teichman, yeah.
Teichman.
Yeah, Teichman. Bruce Teichman. I think there's one other that's like an attorney in Chicago, but that's not me. I'm out of Atlanta.
Bruce, thanks so much
for your
time.
Yeah.
Great pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
This is Cogent Conversations.